Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to Education Unpacked. We want to thank you for joining us today. If you're just joining us for the first time, we want to thank you for coming to listen to our presentation. For those who watched our previous video, we want to thank you for your encouragement. We also noticed that we are getting subscribers coming in. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we encourage you to subscribe to our videos. Today we're going to we're going to go straight to the point. We're going to look at top 10 reasons why people drop from school. Why students drop from school. Top 10 reasons students or professionals, whatever background you have, that is the drop from school. So we are going to talk about, there are lots of things that go behind the scene that affects people never finishing their programs. Lots of these issues are affecting them. So in our consultancy, we've done enough research to look into this, and we want to talk about these things so that you, when you're preparing, you out there, you the student, you the young professional who is crossing borders, thinking about doing your next degree program, we want to encourage you that you think about this. It's important. It will help you to come about making some informed decision. So number one, we're going to look into today. We will focus on what's happening is around the cost of the program. Some students will go into a program without examining the real cost of it, and they learned because they were very excited to go into it. In the middle of it, they realize they're in a foreign country, or you are doing it online or campus. What we are saying here is it embodies both campus and online. So this affects the top reasons why people drop from school or never complete their programs. It combines both campus and online. The cost is one of the principal factor. Some people jump into a program without calculating their finances, and when they're in the middle of the program, they realize that they cannot continue, and that affects their performance. At the end of the day, they want to work and have money. If you're a student who is studying in a different country, you want to work and have some money so you can finance your studies. If you're a working professional who is doing the program online, you want to struggle and see how you can have some money so you can pay for your school fees. So you realize that you can meet up with your own individual needs and your own basic requirements. Then you're thinking of paying the school or paying university thousands of euros or dollars or whatever currency you are using, and that may affect your performance. So too much fees, on unprepared nature, if you don't calculate well, may affect you as you go about doing your program. The number two thing on our list that makes people drop from school, it's also the need if you don't have a full-time job. If you are someone who is going to a new country, haven't paid your first quarter or first quarterly fees or deposit, and you move to that new country, you were hoping to have a job, and you may not have the job that you were dreaming of to kind of cover your tuition cost, then you find that you are lacking behind. That affects you seriously, and you cannot fund the program. You see yourself failing behind because you're having challenges in terms of finance, or you have work that you work at night and you have to go to school in the morning. That may affect your resistance, and in the long run, for a program that will last for 2 years, definitely affect you. If you're a working professional who is doing your program online and you happen to have issues at your job, you may not be able to cover the tuition fee, and that may affect you. You will drop from the program and something. So we encourage you to have effective planning in order not to fall into any of these traps. Another reason why people do not, students or professionals do not complete their education, again, will be family issues. If you are studying, you are in a different country and you are studying there, we don't wish that this happens to you. Family issues affect people a lot. You may be a young student and you are studying somewhere, or you're a young professional, you may be a breadwinner in your family, and you are studying abroad for a 1 year master's or doctoral program, and it happens that something happened in your family, someone dies, and might be your parents or someone very close to you, brothers or sister or whatever, and that may affect you tremendously, and you may not focus on your studies anymore. You start thinking about why you were here, and you become homesick, and that affects you and your performance, and you may end up dropping from school without completing your program. If you are a seasoned professional, an expert who is working, you may have some issues. Maybe you're one part of the family that's working, and you may have someone very important in your family that passed away, or you may have other issues. There may be divorce coming your way, one way or the other, and other things happening out there that may affect your focus and may derail your concentration in total, and you end up not having to complete your program. So I want to encourage you to kind of abstain from these issues, struggle to see how you can work them out. Another thing is too much stress. Studying abroad may come with a lot of cultural changes, environmental issues. We've done a video about these issues and our previous video, studying abroad. You may also want to check that video and see what we're talking about here. Too much stress may affect you. You don't have a job. You are living in a different country. The weather is affecting you. The culture is inflicting its own pain upon you, and you cannot concentrate. You become very stressed. In that case, you don't have any choice. You may end up leaving the program. Also, if you're a working professional who is doing the online program, you may end up becoming very stressed from your job, and that may affect your regular performance. You may not post your assignments on time. You come back home really late. That may be a big issue for you, and you don't respect the deadlines. You submit assignment late. You don't catch up with the conversation in class, and that may affect you. So we want to advise you to make sure that once you start the program, you want to kind of relax yourself away from stress. That may affect your performance in class and definitely dropping from the program. Another thing that's which is going to affect you is not making the proper selection for your program. Some students would just feel like they want to study, they want to do a master's program or a bachelor's because of the name of the qualification. You just jump into it. Some want to do science programs. They are not capable of doing this when they are faced with calculations, econometrics, faced with algebraic kind of calculations and meeting SPPS, different software, then they cannot SPSC. So it's I can't pronounce that at the moment, but you know what I'm talking about. So it's going to affect you because you cannot perform well. If you are a science student and you tend to do something in a different field, in a different program, that may affect you. You want to do an art course because you are currently working in an industry that demands somebody who have an art background or social science, but you are a total person who likes calculation, and that may affect your performance as well. So in the long run, you realize that the program becomes tough for you and you may not be able to complete it, and you end up dropping. So when you're selecting your program, make sure you select something that you can have an impact on, that you can resist to complete on time. Another reason why people drop from the programs also, you come to, they realize that in the course of their studying, not making a firm decision on a degree program. People may decide, students may decide, professionals may decide in the course of their program, they can, for whatever reasons, they will decide to kind of cut it short and prefer to have a diploma instead of finishing their program. So all of these things may affect why people do not finish school, why they drop out from their courses. And the next point we're going to look into here is the state of unreadiness. The readiness for the workload, the unprepared nature. Some people get into the program without really thinking about or looking into the curriculum, without looking at their own workload, their family commitment, their work commitment, and that may affect them seriously without completing the program. So if you don't plan effectively, you don't look at the workload you have at work, you don't look at your own personal activities, your family's demands, your children, your wife, your husband, all of that. You want to give everyone attention. This may influence your concentration. In this case, we're talking about the workload for the program. You realize that the university program has too much things to do and you become really confused. Another thing is a personal emergency that can also affect you on how you concentrate to complete your studies. You may have an emergency in your that can happen to you. You may be involved in an accident or something may happen in some countries where there's lots of strike. The university may go on strike. They have not been paid. Professors go on strike. Whatever things, lots of things can happen. So it could be an emergency in different ways. Someone happens to have done something to you. Whatever happens, it's some kind of an emergency. I don't know what your situation are. I don't know which country you are studying from. So an emergency may affect your performance or may kind of like stop you completely from completing your degree program. Another thing is also the school atmosphere. While dreaming to do a program, you've looked at the school, it's very flashy on the internet, looks great. You're going there. This is kind of marketing things you look. But once you arrive that particular region, that country, you realize yourself within the first 4 weeks that this is not a place for you. Maybe because of the culture, maybe because of the attitude, maybe because of the way the people approach you. You go to the library, you may have challenges. The interaction in terms of group work, the people you're working with, they make your life difficult. The professor may make your own life difficult, maybe because of misunderstanding, cultural barriers. There are lots of things, there are lots of things that may happen, and this may tend to, the environment may affect you negatively. And in that case, you just kind of think like, okay, this is not for me. I made a big mistake here. I blew it off. So I'm going to make a decision now to see how I can stop this whole thing. Another thing that we're looking at here is too much fun outside of your studies. For those who are party goers, those who are enjoyment ministers, I would say, of course, it's nice for you to have fun, but again, you want to consider the value of the program you're doing, the cost, and you going out also involves spending your money. If you're living in a foreign country, you want to consider the way you spend your money, and life becomes really expensive in most major cities in Europe nowadays, and most major cities in the United States. So you want to concentrate both in Asia, both even in Africa, in the Middle East. Every city now becomes really, really expensive. So you want to concentrate and focus on how you're going to spend your money. So if you're having fun, you may end up running out of cash, especially if you don't have any source that replenish your cash. If you're not working yourself, that you have regular income, this may affect you the way you may drop out from your program. And also, you may also lack of advice. This is the last thing we want to point out. The lack of advice may also affect you. If you do not have a better orientation, this may be whether online or campus. If you don't have a good orientation, you may end up dropping from the program because you had no clue of what is expected. You have no idea what you need to focus on. So we want to encourage you that the next time you think of making a decision to start a master's, bachelor's, or doctoral degree, you want to have that consultation. Speak to the advisors. You want to set the expectation. You want to talk to someone who's been through that road before. You want to ask. If you want to have it online, you talk to the consultant, the advisor, get more information. What is the workload about? What is the duration? What time is required for me to invest to complete the program? The success rate is very important. If you don't do your due diligence, you find yourself dropping out from the program, which you've loved so much, for a career that you've hoped so much to build. So what we are doing here today, we've given you the top 10 reasons why people, students or professionals drop from the program. So the next time you're planning making this decision, we want to encourage you to watch this video and look at those 10 things which we have mentioned here. It's important for you We're just going to run down what we've just talked about. We want to look at your personal emergency, the workload of the program, the atmosphere of the college or institution where you're studying from, the lack of advice, and too much outside life. In this case, we mean partying and traveling. Family issues maybe another problem that affects you not finishing your program. Also, not sure of the particular program that you are going in for. Choosing the wrong program as well may affect you. Too much stress also may be an issue. There is also another thing that may affect you, that you came to a certain point, you consider yourself not worthy of completing the program. The final one we're going to look into here, two final stuff, will be that you lack the job to finance the program itself. And finally, which is the ultimate, the cost of the program. So we want to advise you that consider all of these to make sure that you complete that degree of yours on time to avoid any problem. So if you're just joining us, we want to thank you for watching. We hope we have inspired you. We hope we have advised you. And next time you want to make that journey of yours, we encourage you to consider all of these aspects, and you will make your studies be a success. So thanks for watching. We encourage you to subscribe to our channel, so each time we load new videos, you have the opportunity to see them. This is Education Unpacked, where we look behind the scene of the challenges facing professionals, students, and also learners from around the globe. We answer your question. We try to seek for solution. We look for information out there and bring it to you, so you, the viewers, can make the informed decision, so you know where you are investing your money. Thanks so much. We want to thank you for your time, and we will looking forward meeting you again to our next video. Have a pleasant day. My name is Fabian, and ciao. Bye for now.